That's 800-217.
Issue with crime. Then you filter by events your menus
Driving down the road at
Think about guys, quarterbacks who tried that first from Josh.
Hopefully we're
Kelly
live
Smith,
across
Brandon
the
Whedon,
world,
Drew
wherever we
Madsen,
are going.
you know, Hutchinson, and the
Beyond the
Yankees
borders of
drafted you.
Minnesota,
Now, of course, you're
out into the
second team
ether,
All-American,
however you want to
and
call
the
it.
NFL's looking right at you.
Whoa,
in the
that
face.
is-
But do you ever stop to wonder?
That
It's
is
like,
quite loud.
Maybe I should
Let me
have
turn
given
that
the
down.
big leagues a go.
Looking at the meters here for the SDR, because I noticed last time I did this earlier this week on Tuesday. Yes, I remember it was a Tuesday, not a Monday. The SDR was drowning me out as far as hearing me. So, okay, looks like we're going okay. I have been sitting on this frequency for the last couple of minutes before I got the show going, and was just listening to it in my earphone, these bigger headphones, the sound reducing ones or the sound canceling ones, and I was hearing Christmas music in the background. You can kind of hear it here. This is what I've been sitting on. I was hearing like the old time kind of Burl Ives kind of music, Christmas music. And then they played like an upbeat Christmas music song, so I was trying to figure out what that was. So we're going to do a little sleuthing. Hopefully you guys can hear the... I should probably pull up my phone here. My phone that I keep missing because it's dark in here. I did get a copyright strike on that last video that I made a few days ago. It kind of sucked. It's like, really? There we go. Now I can actually see your guys' comments. So yeah, like I was saying, there was a bit of like a Christmas music in the background of this. It's very far down there. Not as strong as this sports station you're hearing right now. The sports station, I'm guessing, is Mankato, because they're the closest, 1230. But I'm going to look at the formats on 1230 and see what I can find as far as who might be playing holiday music. It's that time of the year again. A couple of our local stations have already gone to Christmas. Hey Lloyd, Keegan's here, Jacob. If I missed you, I'm sorry. So yeah, like I was saying, there's already stations here in the Twin Cities that are started to play Christmas music. The two big ones that go here are Cool 108, KQQL, which is from Anoka. They usually go first. Sometime later in the... probably this month. No, this month's almost over. So, within the next week or so, KTIS will go Christmas. KTIS is 98.5. And then Love 105 will go after that. But it won't do Love 105 any good. They're not going to make anything of themselves in the ratings these days because people are tired of the same old format. I could go on ad nauseum about that. So, all right, let's see who's playing. Let's see if Topaz has. Who's airing Holiday right now? He used to. Maybe I'll pull up another site here. I might have to. Wish I had a second monitor attached to this laptop. There's Hootie laughing. There is music way down there. Yeah, KNSI's got a KNSI has a weird takeoff angle on their tower. So they don't have like a normal regular radio tower, like a straight up and down one. It's kind of like a slope that goes up. And it's like from I think the 1940s when the station first signed on. It's that old. It's up in St. Cloud, just to the south of downtown. Anyway, the way it's built, and I was told this by another engineer or somebody, is that the takeoff angles are a little steeper on KNSI, so it doesn't have as good of ground wave coverage as, say, like a regular 1240 like WJON up in St. Cloud has. WJON has a pretty even circle coverage, you know, that ends at about Princeton maybe. Elk River starts getting weaker. But KNSI is like kind of all gobbledygook. So that's because of the takeoff angle of their antenna. Somebody, I think it was on one of the Facebook pages, talked about it, or Scott Feibush did. There's music there for sure. Sounds like an oldie song. Something old man going to the. That's got to be. Could be International Falls. I also was hearing a game in there, like a. Okay, it's not Quarter Flash. I'm sorry to hear that, Keegan. Yeah, my parents are getting up there in years too. My Jesus, my mom's going to be 73, 74 next year, 74 I think, and it's scary. Like I'm going to be 42 this year, so it's like I'm thinking about that too. Like, oh crap. Like a midlife crisis or something. Okay, so let's focus back on DXing here. It wasn't International Falls. Yeah, some members of my family have lived fairly long. Like my mom's parents lived into their 90s. My dad's parents, I think, both passed away in their 80s. It's scary. Yeah, so I'm sorry to hear that happened. I'm sure my dad is proud of me for being a ham radio operator finally after 40-something years. My brother kept telling me every year, get a ham radio license, get a ham radio license. This sports station is way too strong.
Snacks for bingo, tennis balls for walkers, electric razors, model card kits, military ball caps, lotion, soda, diet or regular, candy bars, Twinkies, and Little Debbie's cakes. All donations for the KFJB Christmas Club.
KFJB, oh, there you go. So it wasn't, no, the sports one was probably Mankato. This is KFJB from Marshalltown, Iowa. That's super past up here. We hear this all the damn time. Now it's fading down. I can hear the music in there, and I'm wondering if it's Cloquet. I don't think that's cloquet. So our options are getting kind of limited now. Oh yeah, I do hear Seals and Crofts. I do hear Diamond Girl in there. God, it's weird how you can pick that stuff out. So that is cloquet. That's just up by Duluth. Come on. So the religious ad that you just heard was probably KFJB still. Well, that was weird. You hear that? There's the good, the bad, and the ugly theme. Wah wah wah. Who's airing that? Ooh, that gave me chills. It's the song. I can hear the rest of the song going. Who is playing the good, the bad, the ugly theme? Oh, it might have been. I think if it was Art Bell, because that was WSOO's stream right there that you heard, if you did hear it, I would think that they would be still airing the song. Okay, so it's not Hastings, it's not Sauce Marie. Who is playing the good, the bad, the ugly theme? Ooh, that's creepy. That's like a song that you're out in the middle of nowhere in Arizona or something. You're out in the middle of the desert and you have a radio and that's all you hear is wah wah wah. That'd be creepy. Some of you know this story, but when I was in my 20s, I was kind of bored burning CDs, and I thought of a project. It's called Scary AM Radio Songs, and you take the regular AM song and you pull it into like a program like Adobe Audition or Cool Edit at that time. What is this noise that we're hearing? It got really noisy there. Anyway, so you pull it into Adobe Audition and you chop it up and make it sound like it's running on an AM radio. So I had a project that I resurrected recently about that. You kind of make the songs sound like they're on an AM radio, but I added real liners in between the songs from real radio stations. Cool project. I just really don't have a lot of time to do these things. I've got so much other things going on right now. Yeah. Okay. I might move on from 12:30 here. I'm getting kind of, I'm not hearing the religious station anymore. I didn't realize I was in AM mode there. Now I can probably hear it better. So last week I got earlier this week I got a copyright violation for a couple of the songs that were in that stream. One of them was the Beach Boys, and I can see how YouTube saw that one right away. I was like, gosh darn it. And the other was like an obscure gospel song on a station that we heard that was gospel, the Memphis.
And we'll see you right here next time. For Russ Evans and Shannon Nordstrom, I'm Chris Carter. This has been another hour of the Under the Hood Show.
Under the Hood Show.
This is Shannon Nordstrom thanking you for tuning into the Nordstrom's Under the Hood Show. Have a great day, and remember, KTLA.
The opinions heard on this program, based on the many years of experience of Russ and Shannon, are
KTOA?
entertainment value only, and as a guide to your repair needs. No claim to repair or cost is given or applied. Always
I must have heard that wrong.
And follow all safety procedures before attempting any repair. To be a part of the show, call 866-594-4150. Find out more by visiting UnderTheHoodShow.com. Under the Hood is produced by Prairie House Productions. All content is the property.
Yeah, I don't get the ones that say like your account is restricted because of that. I think I actually think that YouTube's become a little bit more lenient. Top of the hour. Brainerd Baxter. There was also another ID, and there was two IDs. There was KFOR from Lincoln, Nebraska, and then there was what was the other one? I already forgot the other one.
Ukrainian and European officials are to meet in Switzerland tomorrow to discuss President Trump's 2018 peace plan. Today, he said it's time to bring the war to a close.
One way or the other, we have to get it ended.
Trump revised the timeline, saying it's not his final offer. The BBC's Joe Inwood.
Ukraine's international allies at the G20 in South Africa, where they've held talks moving forward. President Trump saying the 28-point plan needs work, but diplomatically worded criticism.
Multiple U.S. officials now tell CBS News the administration is considering dropping leaflets.
Yeah, on the Tuesday broadcast, I think also the conditions weren't the greatest yesterday or the day before. The band has been really down. It's actually one of the better nights that it's been, thankfully. I was worried about this morning or this afternoon. I was like, oh crap, is the band going to be down and it's going to be hard to find anything new? But it actually perked up. The band perked up quite a bit. I do have some interference all over the place here too. Sometimes it's mostly between like 540 and 950. Okay, there's a news story in there talking about Margie Taylor Greene resigning. It's continuing. The news story's still going.
Greene released a 10-minute-long video explaining why she's resigning, blaming the president for her decision.
She blamed Trump for her decision to step down.
62 years after President John F. Kennedy was assassinated there. This is tour guide Tim Hamilton.
And there's a story about, I think, one of the Kennedys being assassinated. I couldn't hear if it was JFK. It was actually, yeah, it was JFK.
To worry about now, they have to protect their children from the potential harm of AI. Here's CBS News Pittsburgh reporter Christine Soren.
This broadcast is sponsored by Pepsi. No, it's not. Don't sue me, Pepsi. Giving you free publicity. Yeah, it depends on the night, but my loop aims right at one of my neighbor's houses. I was discussing this on Tuesday, but my loop goes northeast, and southwest. So one part of the north loop goes right through a house, my neighbor's house, and then the other half, there's nothing behind me for a tenth of a mile or more. So I usually do better with stuff from the south. I don't know if that has a correlation to it, but then again, like during the afternoons and evenings, I'll hear like Michigan early on sometimes when conditions are good enough. I don't know, I've been getting home so late after work this week, I've just been not able to catch sunset skip, which is sad. Okay, the news ended. There's like an echo there almost. No, it's news. They're talking about Gerald Ford or something like that. Because I heard the word CBS, and the guy talking is from CBS. Oh, it was Brainerd that I was hearing. Brainerd was the other one that I was hearing, but that would be impossible because there's not a 1240 Brainerd. That was weird. There was like you're listening to like almost an echo of the program. Talking about the price of beef. Okay, let's see. If I tried to put a cast together this winter, the stupid HOA would call me out again. I've already got 2 strikes. I don't want to test them a 3rd time. Because the last 2 times, one of the Karen neighbors here reported it. Which is part of the reason I was finally like, alright, I'm going to break down and get a loop. Because the HOA can't do anything about the loop. Huh. It almost sounds like a sports promo intro there. They're playing that song that was in the movie The Mask. Unless that's the song that's playing on the station. I think it's intro music, so I'm not sure. I'm probably gonna get a copyright strike because of this song. KICD Spencer, Iowa. Yeah, everything for like this whole room right here is separate from my bedroom, obviously. So unfortunately, my wife, I kind of took over this room. It's kind of mine, but she can use it if she wants. So, it's just my room because all of my stuff is in here. 2 computers, or actually 3 right now because of my work computer. All my radios, all that kind of stuff is in one room. Yeah, I don't recommend HOAs one bit. HOAs are terrible. The only thing they're good for is mowing the grass and shoveling the snow. That's it. Oh, and every 10 years spray washing the house. So my outdoor outlet doesn't work because it stopped working for a while because of that. They were power washing my house and it sprayed into the outlet. Could have caused a fire. All right.
It isn't.
Is it George Norrie?
Hey, Doc. Nice office.
I don't know.
Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run
My
payroll,
computer sounds
no
like
question.
it's going to take off.
Seriously? Well, have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier.
You could probably hear
Gusto
that.
gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes.
No,
Saves me
if I
time.
do end up moving out west, which is the ultimate plan, I don't plan on living in Minnesota forever, even though I do like it
Visit
here.
gusto.com/radio to sign up for
The
free.
plan is to move out west, back
Message
closer
from
to my
Medicare.
parents in Wyoming. And then,
Once we'll close.
You know, I
if I ever made enough money, I would put a Kiwi on out there.
during Medicare open enrollment.
So you guys could play with
current
it.
health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered.
It could happen.
So is saving money.
Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. So pay for it. Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th.
No, if I definitely had land, if I lived, like my brother has a nice area where his house is on a hill, and down from there is like a little greenway the city built. But he's got plenty of room for a wire to come down it. So, I mean, I'm kind of jealous of my brother. I used to live in Sheridan, so very pretty area out there. I do miss the mountains. Oh, that would be awesome, Lloyd. We've been talking about that on Facebook for years. I'm part of this DX chat, and one of my ideas was to stick SDR servers, like FM servers, around like very open spaces, like in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota. You can see what you could hear on FM like a logger. That would be a cool idea. If I was a billionaire, network of FM stations, tuners. Are you talking about Bike Dork? There's Bike Dork and there's Plymouth, and there's the one in St. Cloud. Yeah, that's awesome. It's almost like a cell phone network. I was talking to my wife about cell phones. Don't ask me why I went off on that tangent. But I was talking to my wife about cell phones and how they work, how they hop to tower to tower to tower. So I think it'd be kind of cool to have. It's like APRS almost, ARPS, or APRS. Well, the lower part of the band doesn't look like it's in that good a shape.
Were sent to me from God.
And brewed with the spirit of the Align.
Yeah, like WLS is not very
It's the perfect way to
strong
hail to
tonight.
the orange and blue. Whether you're at the game, tailgating, or cheering from home.
Like if my dad ends up giving me his laptop this weekend or this next week, because it's kind of stupid. For some reason, my parents' laptop is not as old as mine, and they can't upgrade to Windows 11. So the person at Best Buy or somewhere, wherever they took it, the guy's like, well, we can't do it. We can't upgrade to Windows 11 on this laptop, and so it's obsolete now. You're going to need a new computer. So they conned my parents into buying a new computer, which they didn't need. Yeah, and I think the reason was my dad was frustrated because he couldn't get the printer working, but it was not the computer's fault. It was the printer. So, there's Zoomer. Detroit.
Lifting the logs and doing the work. So my sister Susan is.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Nebraska would be cool. I had an ex that lives in Julesburg, Colorado. It's on the basically the northeast corner of Colorado. There's Julesburg up at the top. And the dial there was just wide open. Of course, a lot of Denver and a lot of like North Platte and stuff like that, KRVN, but just a wide open dial. Middle of nowhere, Colorado. Crap, that's gonna get me a copyright strike. That's Cousin Rich. This is probably New York.
He lost his baby, bye bye love, it's over. And here's some maybe like, bye, so happy, you know. But the Emily's are good. When you hear their voices, they're one of a kind. Their music, one of a kind.
Yeah, Lloyd, my brother is a huge fan of your podcast. He's not as into DXing as I am, but my brother's a huge fan of your podcast. He really likes it. So I listened to a couple of the episodes. I listened to the one about the station in Philadelphia, or Pittsburgh, the first one, KDKA, sorry. It's been a long day. KDKA, that was an excellent episode. I actually learned quite a bit about it, so it's a good podcast. I have a podcast too, but I don't really feel like promoting it because it's not related to radio. Yeah, this is New York. There's a rocker there. That might be Wisconsin there, the rocker. What is the call for the Wisconsin one that night? Yeah, Wapaka. This is WPCA from Wapaka. Yeah, if you want to give him a shout out, his name is Chris. This has got to be Wapaka. It's like, hey Chris, thank you for listening, and he'll be like, oh my God, why are you doing that? Scare the heck out of my brother. Oh, this is going to give me a copyright strike. Let me get off of here.
J. Martin from a yard out. They're up 7.
For your surprisingly great race. Like a good
Conditions actually aren't terrible right now.
If you need an exhilarating burst of flavor, grab a Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Gatorade, Rockstar, or Lipton tea. The bold, refreshing taste will transport you to a...
I mentioned
that would scare the crap out of my brother. Like, what the hell?
He said, "You need to know."
Did he just say my name?
Where you
He'll wind and listen
vicinity.
to it.
That's a big no-no.
888.
He was seriously talking to me today about like looking in his backyard and seeing what he could do for an antenna. So I was like, oh, okay.
I don't consult a...
I think I might stick to the graveyarders tonight. Of course, my local there. Oh man, this wasn't like this morning. This is KMNQ from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. They were on open carrier for the last like 3 months or last couple months. Yeah, everybody's got a podcast. Mine just happens to be about movies. So. Wisconsin game. So this probably is one of the civic stations, like. Come on. Could be Marshfield, could be Richland Center. Could also be Fond du Lac because they air sports games. Don't think this is Hurley. If I had to guess, I would say it's Fond du Lac, KFIZ. The music that you hear coming up, that might be Hurley. Sounds like 90s music. Something with really good beat. If you can't hear the highs, you can definitely hear the lows. Boom, 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 boom. Who might that be? That might be... Could be Port Huron, I guess. Nope, it's not Port Huron. There's actually a couple, there's another music station there. It sounds like 80s music now. God, isn't it weird that we can like figure out patterns and stuff? Like we can hear patterns in songs and like, oh, that's such and such artist. I think this is the same station as it was before, so whatever the super 80s song was. I'm gonna try Cedar Rapids because they might play something. I don't think that was Men at Work. It's still going. It's not Men at Work. So it wasn't Cedar Rapids. Was it Beatrice, KWBE? Yeah, I was just thinking, it's just like amazing that your brain clicks. Oh, wait a minute, that's like. Hold on. And we've trained our ears to hear that kind of stuff. Like, DXing's not easy. It takes patience. It takes skill to pick out those stuff from the static. Now I can hear Cedar Rapids. Yeah, there it is. Who can it be now? Da, 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 da. Whoa. So if you're hearing the end of Who Can It Be Now on 1240, that's Cedar Rapids. Or 1450 rather. They just said classic hits, something, something.
Breaking news and accurate weather information and forecast. KFIZ News Director under access.
Plus local and state sports scores and news. KFIZ Sports Director Chuck Freeman. Find out what's happening in Fond du Lac County. Plus your birthdays and anniversaries. Weekday mornings on the one you depend on. News Talk 1450 KFIZ and 100.7 FM.
So there's your perfect ID right there.
Football is News Talk 1450 KFIZ and 100.7 FM.
Listen how strong that is. That's Fond du Lac. That's a good between 300 and 400 miles away. Maybe a little less. I'm bad at it. Okay, let's say between 300 and 400. I don't know.
Illinois 10.
VP, again, man, you just have so many guys, veterans, young guys.
So there's the sports game that's going on. I'm going to find this out myself because now I'm curious.
Is doing so far.
Oh, it's less than that. It's 257 miles from between here and Fond du Lac. There's like an 80s music coming up though. That Ely is on right now, but I don't think that would be them. I think this is still Cedar Rapids. Let me see if I can get their stream working again. Okay, so it wasn't them. That was a waste of time. Sorry about that. This could be Yankton. No, Yankton's playing like slow jams or something. See you later, dude. You'd be surprised on Graveyarders. I've heard stuff from, you know, as far away as Wyoming on, and that's like 600 something miles, which I'm going to be driving next week. Ugh, I'm not looking forward to that. It's supposed to snow here on Tuesday night, which is the night that we might be leaving. There's two stations there playing music. There's the one that has the 80s song, which we said wasn't Cedar Rapids. So who is it? Is it Beatrice? If I can get their stream working. Come on. No, it's not KWBE. That's weird. It sounds like a super cheesy 80s song. It might be Galena, Kansas. That would be a relog. How many seasons have I done E-Skip DX? 2007 was my first time. I can't do the math right now. Almost 20 years. Jesus. And it's weird, I can remember that E-Skip season very clearly. I mean, the 1, 2, 3 days that I got skipped. I can remember that clear as day, but like other seasons, not so much. At the worst of times, so that might be... KWBE is playing like a... come on. Oh yeah, see here you hear the stream matching. That's Cedar Rapids KMRY. They're a pest. I'm getting off of this frequency.
No, it's just...
I've probably told this story before, so some of you may know this, but I was a worker for the City of Green River, Wyoming. Back in 2007, I was on the City Parks and Rec crew. I think at that time we were still working on ball fields, like baseball fields. Anyway, this was a summer job. I was in my 20s. And I'm sitting there in the company truck eating lunch, and I'm listening to actually my pirate radio station, which wasn't very far away, but it was far enough away that I could hear it, eating lunch, and all of a sudden like a station from Ohio faded right over it and was like talking about Cincinnati, I think it was the station I first heard. It's like Cincinnati's 101 point whatever, 0.9. But I was kind of put off by Skip for about a year, and then I really picked up in 2009. Like, so my first full season was 2009. And I also happened to come in late on the digital transition, so I missed a lot of analog Skip. I saw it, but only to Canada and Mexico. I'm still kicking myself about that one. I knew about FM before I knew about TV. The one thing I hate about RSP units, the SDR play units, is that noise reduction is inferior to SDR sharps. This program, it's too heavy-handed. Like, whereas like SDR sharp, you can do it in increments, and it sounds a lot better. And there's different presets. This one is either on or off. Plus, this unit that I have is only 12 bits, so it's not 14-bit like the fancy Kiwis that are on the way. I thought I heard singing back there, like. Yeah, there's like a gospel singing back there. God, it's really far down there. It almost sounds like gospel. Gospel on 1490, that would be interesting. I don't know if I can hear it. It's like, ah, and then there's a guy going, oh, right there, oh. Okay, so it's not Farmville, Virginia. Not Cleveland, Mississippi. My luck, it'll be Arkansas. This year would have been a good year to hear that. There was a couple days where couple of openings where the MUF got up above FM. So probably well into 2 meters, like especially July 4th. July 4th will go down as one of the best openings I've ever seen in however long I've been doing this. Almost 20 years. Yeah, July 4th is the king of one of the... It lasted all darn day, and I was home that day, so I could enjoy it. Now I kind of hear the Baba O'Reilly by The Who. Maybe I'm hearing things, but I swear to God, I heard Baba O'Reilly fade up there. I think I hear Hettinger. Yeah, there's Hettinger's way in there. You might not be able to hear it as well as I can because I have the headphones that are connected directly to this. This is going through the computer a different way, so it might be. But I can hear breakdown, shakedown. Everybody walks into the. So that's Hettinger. We know that's Hettinger.
Just communicate to all the Wildcats what's going to happen here and why you're going to be doing what you're doing. When you do that, just feel whatever comes.
See, now I hear like a country song on there.
Communicate whatever it is that they wish and start to feel it. And you will probably find that with that understanding and with you having asked and given that purpose for what you're doing, that you're going to be helping.
Well, do it's a Pepsi. It's not below WGEZ.
And a harmony that you may not have otherwise.
Wouldn't that be something if this was KGOS? But my guess is if it's one of my locals or semi-locals here, KLGR.
And that doesn't know why. So that doesn't know if we put down or not. How can one find out from the downloads?
No, it's not. Big rig ball. Did you guys hear that? Big rig ball. Sound like it's a big rig ball, like maybe football. Who is that? Big red football, so this might be Nebraska. Yeah, Huskers Radio. Okay, there we go. So that gives it away right away. That's somewhere in Nebraska. Hold on a second. Alright, there is not a... Oh, it's Omaha. It could be Omaha. Let me see if it's Omaha. No, it's not Omaha. Omaha's oldies. If you hear the Cars Let's Go on there, then that's Omaha. This will be able to tell us. Huskers... Huskers Radio Network. Go away. There's a paywall. Who puts a paywall on a page like this? Jesus. Oh, it's Beatrice. No, this is 1450. Hold on, I'm on the wrong channel. It is Omaha. Damn it! So their stream is airing something that's different than. Yeah, it's KBM, KIBM. Yeah, I briefly during July 4th, I briefly looked at the weather band, but my SDR's antenna isn't built for like up above FM, so I didn't have a UHF antenna connected or VHF antenna connected to it, so I couldn't. I can't really listen to NOAA weather radio that well. It's fixed now. I do have I took a friend's ham radio receiver for like all bands antenna, and it's up in my attic now. He gave it to me. It was free. So I didn't steal it or anything. So yeah, now I have the capability of hearing that. I did try, but I didn't spend a lot of time up there. And also, as far as like the 4th of July, I'm still kind of kicking myself for stopping recording at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock local, because it was still going. And it was going to the same area as it was at the end. But I was just kind of getting tired. I was kind of getting bored with like seeing the same 10 stations. Nothing was changing. It was like August 20th opening. So I stopped recording, but then it started up again to a different area, so I hit record again. So July 4th recordings were all in pieces. It took me almost 2 months to go through it. Almost 3 months. This is probably Hurley.
Having like a
I don't want to get a copyright strike.
8 cents plus.
That is probably Beloit. God, I'm gonna get a copyright picture of that.
As announcer for the Alan
I'll have music
Show,
on tonight.
The Bing Crosby Show, the Ginny Sims Show, Glamour Manor, and for Fanny
Here too.
On Baby Snooks and Daddy. As an actor, he's here.
Oh, Christmas music on 1360. Okay, so remember that. Christmas music on 1360. We can see who that is. I know it's probably one of my already ones that are in the log here. So Last Christmas was the one I figured it was. KMJM from Cedar Rapids is playing Last Christmas. So if you hear that towards the end of the song.
Over the Gatorhead logo at midfield. Yeah, sometimes cute can get you beat because I thought they got too cute trying to run the football, but it was able to work because of Jaden Ball's toughness.
Yeah, 7-4's opening was all over the place. Like it started out to it started down east like it always does in like Florida, and then it like gradually took all day to move across the country. So there was one part where there was an opening up to Quebec too, or yes, Quebec, like briefly in the afternoon.
Hello.
Which was awesome. And then it went like towards the end of the day. It was in Arizona, New Mexico, the area I have heavily logged out. I've heard a ton of stuff on those frequencies. One of the openings this year, I got very close to logging California, which would have been a new state. The transmitter was in California, but the city of license is not. So I go by city of license. So technically I did hear California. Looks like we've got pretty average band tonight, not much going on. Yeah, I feel like this year was a little more even as far as distribution of skip around the country. Like usually some years like the West will get favored, some years the East will get favored, some years are crappy like 2024 was. Wow, Christmas music really loud on 1240. Or no? That's not Christmas music, that's like really old. But I was saying, like, I think this year was a little more even as far as who got skip and who didn't get skip. Like I said, some years the West gets really babied. Like, Randy and some other guys will clearing the heck out of the logs and beat us all to crap. That is, this one is Guyman, Oklahoma right here. Okay, normally I don't hear a country station on 1210, and I can kind of... I have an idea what this might be right off the bat. I don't even have to Google who this is. I know who this is. And they've done this before. Let me see if I can confirm this. If I don't, then I'll move. I stand corrected? Okay, it wasn't the one I thought it would be. Unless their stream is really far behind. This is, this could be KOKK on After Dark, which would be a bonus for you guys if you want a new frequency. If you hear country, that we'll figure out what this is together here. Almost sounds like Lainey Wilson.
A missed opportunity earlier in the game whenever Cincinnati had the football between the 2 and 3 yard line, and they went for it instead of taking the points. And we can talk about that as well when we come back. We will take a short break for our local radio station. From the Gridiron Radio Network, this is the NCAA.
Is that a match?
We'll be back to Nippert Stadium in southwestern Ohio in a moment.
This is the 5-state Big Soccer KGYN.
So they're not the country station. The country station is still going on in the background. I think that's what it was. So I'm pretty sure what you're hearing if you hear country on 1210 right now is KOKK. Dakota Country, KOKK from Huron, South Dakota. You want to talk about middle of nowhere.
Couple's happy married life was on the
I mean, I've driven through Nebraska, and there's parts of South Dakota that are like this, and North Dakota is just very plain, but there's a segment of South Dakota that I'm going to have to drive through in a couple days that really sucks. Between Chamberlain and Rapid, we'll say. That whole stretch sucks on Interstate 90.
The title of this class is Food Justice and Gender Labor in Communities of Color. So they want to focus on food justice in communities of color.
So the religious station you're hearing there, I think, is, I'm 90% sure it's the Missouri one. KUKYOO Bolivar. They're a daytimer. They're supposed to be off right now, but they're not. So if you hear religious on 1200, that's Bolivar. That's probably CFSL. Got some considerable HD interference here from this station right here. Tulsa. It used to be an iconic call sign that I can't remember offhand. Somebody will fill it in the chat. They used to have I think it was a KYOO or something. KVOO, that's right. When I was growing up DXing when I was in the 90s, I could hear KVOO all the time. I think they were country. Yeah, it was that way in the 90s when I first heard it. That's one of those logs that I haven't forgotten. There's probably a lot of lost logs though from Casper, which we're working to fix. I got to do a major update to the website based on what I heard back in April. That long ago, I'm slow. Sorry. It's taking me forever to do things. Wow, look at this sideband there. From Tulsa. And their main signal is not very strong. But the HD is, wow, is it strong.
Everywhere you turn this time of year.
I don't think there's an 1150 with HD. Who the heck is this? I know who the band is, but who's the station that's airing this? I don't think it's Sioux Falls. but it probably is. Yeah, no kidding. Like I said earlier, it took me 3 months to go through July 4th, just one day. And I'm still not done with July 20th, or August 20th. Finding time to do it just isn't happening. Let's see if it's Sioux Falls at first. It's probably Sioux Falls. Yes, I have an ad blocker on. No, you can't show me notifications. Stupid websites. Oh, stupid ad. Come on. Radio stations that have pre-roll ads piss me off. I've been doing band scans too. Like if I go camping, I'll bring my radios with me and I'll do a band scan over the course of like however long we're there. And I have my like a Google site that I've been updating it.
Are you having trouble seeing your recent
Oh come on, pre-roll ad.
looking for a tool to check when a site was last
Yeah.
modified?
Yeah, that's Sioux Falls right there. KXRB. Wow, they are strong. Stronger than normal. There's another target for you guys if you're looking for one.
Thank you for your nothing. To abstain from all appearance of evil. Like I said, wrongdoing. I know Satan could transform himself in anger a lot. You watch that.
Yeah, it's time consuming. Going through IQ recordings because you're looking at the whole band and you can go back and forth and jump up to the frequency and like see what you hear, then go back and then it takes time. It's definitely not as easy as waiting for a slogan and then writing it down on a piece of paper. It's listening for the whole opening, you know, trying to hear what you heard or couldn't hear. Because like you can't focus on more than one thing at one time, or you can, but you're very talented if you do. When I'm hearing skip, I try to focus on one frequency at a time, so it's nice to have recordings. That's probably Ord, Nebraska right there.
If you're looking for a Volkswagen from a dealership known for satisfying...
Fog and spots tonight with a low of 36. Northwesterly winds around 5 miles per hour.
This is probably Salina.
Cloudy skies with fog and spots early tomorrow. High of 64. Lows around 48.
It's nicer there than it is here.
For showers. Here's your Meridian Media forecast. I'm weatherology meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, it's 45 degrees.
There's a Spanish behind them. That's probably Des Moines.
Work hard, people. Work hard. There you go.
Des Moines coming up right now.
Good. All right, let's go to Lisa in Charlotte. Hi, Lisa.
See, a moment ago this was like messed up. Now it's not. That's the beauty of AM DXing. .1120 is a mystery frequency to me. 1120 is always a mess, or it's not a mess. It's an interesting frequency because like I've only heard. Hang on a second. I'm listening to the Spanish. I've only heard a handful of stations on 1220, and it's like the frequency I have the hardest with. So there's Alabama, North Carolina, and Mexico for 1220 Spanish. There's also Virginia. I don't think this is North Carolina or Florida, or could be Mexico City. It is not Mexico City. You're hearing Union, Missouri right there coming up the music. I'm listening to the music there. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just listening to the music. That's probably Union. I can probably move on from this.
When you look back on the 32 years,
Noticed I really haven't been using noise reduction tonight.
You also played for 10 seasons.
Because I have it set too
and
high.
I'm just wondering, when you think about giving that much to this sport, what is it that really touches you the most about
Every once in a while, like, my antenna will have a freak out. See right down here at the bottom by 830. It'll jump up a little higher than normal. Like something is affecting or is boosting CCO's signal, like it's bouncing off a railroad track or something, and it's just making it overload. So that's 2 dB down, or 3 actually. Here's 1. A little better. I don't like how the thing was flickering as much as it was.
And then you see it happen in their life.
So this lawsuit came about because of an incident that occurred way back
hour. If you get up by 7, 6:30 or something like that, maybe if you got to get out.
If this is how good AM sounds, I wonder what shortwave looks like. Let's find out.
And so this mindset of complacency and frustration doesn't set in. I think the best solution is for whoever stays home and watches the kids.
This is probably WTWW if I had to guess. Could be Rebelde. Of course, Fort Collins. Look at it, it's got some radar down here, some kind of over-the-horizon radar down here around. It would be 4600, 47, 40, or 4500, sorry.
Coordinated Universal Time.
This is what I love about shortwave. The fading noise, the undulation of that sound. It's always fascinated me since I was a kid. Like, you know, it's not coming out of the transmitter like that. That's the atmosphere doing that. That's what I like about it. So it makes it fascinating. And so you can see it up in the frequency display here. You can see the rolling effect. It's almost like fading skip, like we were talking about earlier. Shortwave is an enigma to me. Always has been. 3050 is 5050. Yeah, so that's 5. WW5, of course. Now we can see if 10 is still there, but very hard to hear. Nothing on 15. And see, they used to have... I always have trouble with the SDR producing images of WCCO, which is right here. So I can't hear. I can barely hear it. WWV there because of this stupid image from WCCO right here. That's the only spot it does that. Oh, I'm going too slow. Oh, he's done. He's done now.
Traffic. A bunch of traffic and a lot of Christmas lights.
These guys are probably the older timer guys that have the super fancy licenses like I don't. I'm just a technician.
Yeah, we hope it. Yes, we hope it. I hope that that's needed. We'll see.
I just have the tech. Don't hurt me.
But I think it'll be kind of spread out and people will come easy and easy go. I think it will.
Yes, indeed. Like I'm from the south.
It'll be 4 nights.
Oh, I cut it off right before his call sign. Sorry, guy. Relax, guy. Oh, shoot. What is going on here? See, sometimes this RSP unit will pick up spurs from WCCO. It's still obnoxiously close to me. Old balls, yeah. Of course, there's FT8. Okay. So, let's see. We've established that shortwave looks fairly normal tonight. The sad thing about shortwave is it used to be a lot more crowded when I was a kid. Now it's just a wasteland. Wasteland of the same programming. Oops, sorry about that. Somebody's at my front door. Some kind of data. Oops. Sounds French. En français, baguette.
Sur X, sur Blue Sky, mais aussi sur Facebook et sur Instagram. Merci à toutes et à tous de votre fidélité. Bon vent. À revoir.
I think that's French. Let's see, what is it? 9955. This is Radio Prague, WRMI. So, programming note, we're not going to be doing this next week because I'm going to probably be driving home at that time. So, this is something I do want to regularly do every once in a while. Not that often, but I do kind of want to get back into doing these shows.
This is WRMI, Radio Miami International, Okeechobee, Florida, USA. Contact us at info@wrmi.net.
Oh, they just dropped off. That was cool. They'll probably drop off one frequency and come on another. That's weird.
Today's episode of the Old Time Radio Mystery
The limited shortwave DXing that I've done, I've heard Algeria, Brazil, British West Indies, Botswana, Canada, of course, China, Cuba, France, Madagascar, New Zealand, Oman, Romania, Spain, of course, the United States. Anybody else? Yeah, those are the countries I've heard, so I don't keep track of how many shortwave stations I've heard. I do log them, but I don't know the total. It's probably around 100.
To rescue the children.
And actually looks pretty good.
Critical of President Trump's approach
the high end is not as
war, says they spoke with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
We'll give it about 12 or 13 more minutes, and then we'll call it a night. Usually on these shows, these live broadcasts, I get a new log, but not tonight, I guess. Unless something happens in the next 16 or 15 minutes.
Quote, unwelcome religious displays.
It does sound like there's a lot more noise right now.
As we journey together toward our heavenly home.
Listen to Catechism in a Year with Father Mike Schmidt. Every day at 8 p.m. on this station. Catechism in a Year.
This is Rockville, St. Cloud, 1180 KYES. The transmitter's probably around 60 miles from here. Sounds like it's TV weather, like they're playing weather off a TV. That sounds almost too phony to be, like too TV to be radio, if it makes sense. I know some stations, like during severe weather, will cut in from TV stations and just take their audio. But that's probably not what's happening here. This is probably Tulsa. I'm overthinking it.
An explosion at an apartment for seniors in eastern Ohio, leaving at least one person seriously injured, several others with minor injuries.
That's wonderful.
Rangers was in the building when it happened.
I heard a loud explosion. I thought my AC went down because there was a headache the other day. And I heard a little boom. And I looked up and it looks like that turned the right way. And I told the window. So I just think
Boy, they moved on from that story very quickly. Like the guy was talking, all of a sudden it cut him off. That was funny. He was talking about like an explosion going off in his apartment, and then they just cut him off. I might be able to hear this better than you guys can. I don't know how the audio is mixing out. The Husker Radio Network back there, that's probably Hastings. So we've heard 2 Husker stations tonight. What are you doing, Maddie? Could be Falls City too. There's a possibility that was Falls City or Hastings. Either one would be a relog. My guess is Hastings. I rarely hear Falls City, which is weird because they're closer.
That's something to keep in mind, I would say.
Yeah. The podcast this week, if you care to know, is about movies and it's about what we watched. What we watched this week, and we saw the movie Nuremberg, which has got Russell Crowe and Rami Malek in it. Nuremberg, and then we saw The Running Man with Glenn Powell, the new Running Man adaptation. Which one will I recommend? I can't tell you. We'll just say it doesn't involve running.
The Takeout is a weekly podcast
I recommend
about
Nuremberg.
politics, policy, and pop culture hosted
Nuremberg's
by
much
CBS
better.
new chief Washington correspondent Major Garrett. Listeners can expect context and analysis of the week's political news in a casual format that allows for expanded conversation with the newsmaker. Each show is also recorded over a meal
But I
at
did
a
get a
Washington,
free
D.C. restaurant. The
poster
Takeout
from The
with Major
Running Man.
Garrett can be heard Sunday mornings from 11 to noon on News Radio 102.5 and AM 1240 KICD.
If you see or hear of news happening in our area, call the KICD newsroom at 1-800-232-1240 or send us an email to news@kicdam.com. I heard of these 20 shots. KICD and the Spencer Radio Group are committed to reporting
Spencer,
the news
Iowa.
that matters to you.
I've been through Tulsa recently. Well, not recently. 2017. It was raining while we were there, so it was kind of crummy. That is a long drive between Oklahoma City and Springfield. Oof. No, thank you. Another mention of Iowa. Looks like we're not getting beyond regionals tonight. This is like kind of the blah dial. The blah dial. I'm sure if Mr. Trotter wants to voir dire, he's going to find that she's an expert on general automotive. That movie rocks. What are you doing? And there's a country station down there. Country on 1340. Who are you? Not 1440. Dude. All right, so my candidates, I think it's going to be Pittsburgh, Kansas. So let's play Bowman, North Dakota first. Boy, this stream sounds like crap. That was KPOK from Bowman, North Dakota. Oh, I was wrong. It was not KSCK. My next idea is Bad Axe, Michigan. My favorite fact about Tulsa is it's where UHF was filmed. The Weird Al movie UHF was filmed in Tulsa. And I used to live in, I was born in Oklahoma City, so, Oklahoma. That might have been Fairmont, or, yeah, so what we were hearing was Fremont, Nebraska, North Dakota. Fremont, Nebraska. They're only 500 or 250 watts at night. And of course, stupid radio locator. There are ways around it. So their night power is 250 watts. They go to not even to Omaha. So they're just northwest of Omaha. If you're familiar with Nebraska, Fremont's northwest of Omaha. But their 250 watts at night barely makes it into Omaha. It just nicks Omaha. So that's pretty good for 250 watts that we're hearing them here. Especially on a crowded channel. Alright, 5 more minutes, guys. I'm going to call it a night after 5 minutes.
You're going to hear Pro, who's on this with Mark McCollum, constantly raise this. You know,
now I'm hearing a country station here.
We know you're talking about Trump, but specifically, what's the illegal order? What's the area? Spill your guts. Tell us. Listen to this guy, Crow. Despite the fact that he's served in the military, I honor him for that. Martha McCollum is one of the nicest people I've ever met at Fox, and is as pro-military. Everybody listening knows that by now. Listen to this guy's back and forth, trying to say that Martha McCollum is knocking down the intelligence.
The talker you're probably hearing is WJON.
Because she's calling into question that they'll understand what an illegal order is. That's not what it is. She parries this guy beautifully. Here's how it sounded.
Well, you know, it's unfortunate that in politics these days people grab something and twist it and contort it and lie.
Some might say that you have grabbed something and twisted it and contorted it. You have, you know, you're talking to young members of
God, wouldn't it be nice if it was Newcastle, Nebraska, or Wyoming?
Specifically what it is they should
what I was hearing is probably either Devil's Lake or Sheboygan,
maybe they're being
Michigan.
asked to do something illegal.
Or what I'm hearing now, rather.
What we're
But
seeing
Newcastle would be wonderful.
is recruitment rising. And people wanting to join the military.
I think it might be a relog, but I'll have to check.
Martha, our men and women actually are very smart, very incredible men and women in our military.
They're playing Eddie Rabbit.
How you doing, sir? I have great respect for the United States military.
Well, you know, you don't think they can handle a reminder about federal law and UCMJ, but I'm hearing a recent survey showed that 8 out of 10.
Are you ready, Weaver?
Understand the obligation of lawful orders, right?
Then let's spin the wheel of the fish.
But this is something that they're trained on. You know, we'll go and look at the training. Maybe even go participate.
You took the box.
Some of the training that our men and women go through. This is incredible. We expect a lot of these men and women. They go through very intense, rigorous training because they're put in intense,
1240.
Frankly, I bristle at the notion that
I'm straining to hear the country. I don't.
Or a reminder of what the law requires.
I don't
them to
hear
do,
it right now.
Requires them to do.
Well, that might be in there.
You actually disparage them when you say that a simple reminder. That a simple reminder is something they cannot handle.
You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I didn't disparage them in any way. In fact, I give them enormous credit.
You don't think they can handle reminders about their legal obligations?
I think they.
No, I think this is boring talk.
Specific, and they could figure out.
Conway Twitty is what they were playing on.
I have the most deep respect for everyone who serves in the military.
Come on. WCBY right now is playing this older song, Conway Twitty.
And I believe they're there to serve the country. So you have
I don't hear Conway Twitty in there.
Getting a lot of attention. I thank you for joining me to talk
It's definitely an older, slower song, an older country song.
I think, you know, people can look at it and take what they want.
Like a ballad, almost like da 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 da. Wouldn't it be something if it was Mountain Home, Arkansas? That would be cool.
Thank you for being here, Congressman, and thank you again for your service.
Talk about a strawman. It's not talking.
Oh, it's not even country. It's REO Speedwagon. That explains why I wasn't finding it. Forgotten what I started fighting for. This might be South Dakota up here. We're gonna go a little longer until we might be able to figure this one out. Not here. It's probably WJMC from Rice Lake. Come on.
Then I'll tell you some more of the action. That is straight ahead on America.
Come on. couldn't get WJMC's stream to work. There we go. We're a small town bank, but we use big pictures to make our business look like it's bigger than it actually is. Stock footage. Oh, stream is not available at this time. Well, that sucks. All that work for that. I think WJMC might be airing a game or something that they're not allowed to stream.
Unlock it now at refilter.com/news. See representative for warranty details.
Okay, so we've rolled out Rice Lake. It's probably Hibbing, if I had to guess. Let's see. Hibbing, Minnesota WMFG. They do have a website, look at that. You know how we can tell if this is Hibbing? Because Hibbing is on the same network as Cloquet. Usually when I'm hearing Cloquet, I hear Hibbing. Alright guys, I'm going to call it a night. We tried, but we got skunked as usual. No, most of the time when I do these streams, it usually turns out like I get a new log, but not tonight. You can't win all the time. And look at my signal fluctuating there. Now the band is being cranky. Anyway, yeah, you can't win them all, but we'll call it a night. I can't tell you exactly when we're going to come on next, but it'll probably not be next weekend because I'm going to be driving back, like I said, driving back from out west. Maybe the week after that, which would be... Show me a calendar, you know. Anyway, it'll be probably the week after next. So 2 Saturdays from now, we'll come back and we'll try this again. Hopefully the conditions will be a little different than they are tonight because they're kind of stagnant tonight. Nothing fancy is going on. So let's get out of here. See you guys on the next one. Have a good night.
Driving down the road at night, I'm alone with thoughts in my head. I know I'm somewhere in the old Southwest, that it comforts me, a beacon of red. I see the red light flashing ahead, sending signals to the stars above. Sound of voices from far away. Oh, I never could hear my love. I listen to the radio. Oh, I listen to the radio. Oh, I listen to the radio.